Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Let's begin with the headlines.
President Al-Alimi receives credentials of Russia's new ambassador to Yemen.
UK reaffirms long-term commitment to peace and stability in Yemen.
A report reveals over 28,000 violations against children committed by Houthi militia since 2015.
We begin tonight from Aden, where the president of the Presidential Leadership Council, Rashad Mohammed Al-Alimi, received the credentials of the newly appointed Russian ambassador to Yemen, Yevgeny Kudrov.
Following the presentation of credentials, the president held talks with the ambassador, who conveyed the greetings of President Vladimir Putin and his wishes for Yemen's security, stability and peace. In the meeting, President Al-Alimi commended Russia's consistent positions in international forums in support of Yemeni people, their legitimate government and state institutions.
Al-Alimi also briefed the ambassador on the latest domestic developments and the government's reform efforts aimed at easing the impact of the war ignited by the Houthi militia, including its escalating attacks on shipping lanes and international navigation. The president reaffirmed the Council's and the government's full commitment to a comprehensive and sustainable peace based on international agreed-upon references, particularly UN Security Council Resolution 2216.
In diplomatic developments, the United Kingdom has renewed its commitment to lasting peace and prosperity in Yemen, along with broader regional and global stability.
In a statement issued after his recent visit, the UK Minister of State for the Middle East and North Africa, Hamish Faulkner, said that the trip underscored Britain's role as one of Yemen's key international partners. He noted that London has provided £1.5 billion in support over the past decade, including £149 million in humanitarian and development assistance this year alone.
The minister added that his visit to Aden offered a first-hand look at the strength of the partnership with Yemen's government and at how United Kingdom-funded programs are making a tangible difference in the lives of ordinary Yemenis.
From Brazil, Yemen has unveiled the third version of its nationally determined contributions during the COP30 Climate Summit in Berlin. The Minister of Water and Environment said the new climate vision is not merely a technical document, but a renewed declaration of Yemen's right to development and climate justice. He stressed that, despite severe economic and humanitarian challenges, Yemen refuses to remain outside the global climate transformation.
The adapted contribution outlines ambitious targets through 2035, strengthen water security, expanding renewable energy, advancing climate-smart agriculture, protecting vulnerable coastlines, and restoring key ecosystem. Yemen reaffirmed its commitment to working with international partners to mobilize financial and technical support and to build the national capabilities or capacities needed for long-term climate resilience.
Back to diplomatic developments and the government's diplomatic efforts. Germany has deepened its engagement in Yemen this week through a series of coordinated high-level meetings in Aden, bringing together the German ambassador with three key ministries: planning, local administration, and public health, to strengthen cooperation across vital sectors.
The discussions began with the Minister of Planning, who reviewed Yemen's expanding development needs and the growing financing gap caused by stricken humanitarian support and halted oil exports. He highlighted the importance of German assistance through GIZ and KfW, particularly in infrastructure rehabilitation, vocational training and food security.
In a connected meeting, the Minister of Local Administration discussed Germany's role in supporting governance, social cohesion and stability programs, including peace-building initiatives implemented in Hadramaut, Aden and Taiz. Both sides emphasized the need to extend these efforts to more governorates.
The day concluded with talks in the health sector where German support has played a crucial role in sustaining hospitals, vaccination systems, isolation units and nutrition programs. The two sides discussed a future cooperation framework tailored to Yemen's health challenges. Together, the three meetings underscored Germany's broader pace commitment to Yemen's stability, recovery and long-term development.
And in Yemen's ongoing struggle against the Iran-backed Houthi militia, a new assessment from the Ministry of Information sheds light on the group's deteriorating internal structure. The Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism said the Houthi militia is now experiencing one of its weakest phases since its coup, following major military losses over the past 2 years and the killing of several of its key ideological leaders. He explained that ongoing government and international efforts to cut off the group's funding and arms supply have shaken its internal structure and reduced its ability to mobilize fighters.
The ministry added the recent so-called tribal release staged by the militia reflect confusion rather than strength, as Yemeni tribes, long defenders of the Republic, continue to reject the group's sectarian project. History is that the Houthi have waged years of systematic repression against tribal communities, including raids, displacement and forced recruitment, and that their renewed appeal to tribes today is a sign of deep internal collapse.
In the United Arab Emirates, Yemen and the UAE have launched a new phase of consular cooperation. The first meeting of Yemen-UAE Joint Consular Committee convened in Abu Dhabi, co-chaired by senior officials from both foreign ministries. The discussions focused on strengthening consular coordination, improving services for citizens, and expanding cooperation in education, healthcare, and judicial assistance.
Yemen emphasized that the newly signed memorandum establishing the committee sets a clear framework for sustained cooperation. Both sides agreed that the committee will continue meeting regularly to advance shared priorities and enhance support for citizens of the two countries. This step, they said, the strength of long-standing brotherly relationship and opens the door to broader development and partnership opportunities.
In Brazil, Yemen and Jordan stepped up joint environmental cooperation on the sidelines of the COP30 climate conference. Deputy Minister of Water and Environment Mujahid bin Afrar met with the director of Jordan's climate change agencies to discuss expanding collaboration in environmental protection and, in particular, safeguarding the Red Sea, described as one of the region's most strategic and vulnerable natural resources.
The two sides stressed the importance of sharing expertise, building institutional capacity, and advancing programs that promote sustainability and protect natural habits and aimed at growing climate-related pressures. The meeting also reflects a wider regional push to align environmental policy with the global climate efforts and to strengthen marine ecosystem protection across the Red Sea basin.
In Vienna, Yemen has delivered a firm message at the International Atomic Energy Agency's Board of Governors. Yemen's delegation, led by its permanent representative, Haytham Shuja'ad-Din, reiterated that a political settlement in Yemen remains impossible as long as Iranian interference continues, particularly Tehran's support for the Houthi militia.
The ambassador also raised serious concerns over the IAEA inability since mid-2015 to carry out inspections at several Iranian nuclear facilities, warning that Iran's halt of the additional protocol for more than 4 years highlights global risks. Yemen urged Tehran to comply fully with its safeguards commitments, allowing immediate access for inspectors, and agree to a new building framework that addresses its nuclear activities, plastic missile program, and regional destabilization.
In Marib, the province marked World Children's Day with an awareness and entertainment event for mothers and children, reaffirming the theme "Children are the foundation of the present and the leaders of the future." Officials emphasized that this global occasion is a chance to shed light on children's rights and the severe challenges Yemeni children face, including the impacts of conflict displacement and harmful social practices.
A specialized presentation underscored the psychological and social risks children endure due to the war, poverty, and family instability, urging families and institutions to expand protections and ensure access to education, health services, and safe spaces. The event concluded with recreational activities that allow the children to play, draw, and express their hopes in supportive environments.
In the Houthi-controlled part of Yemen, on World Children's Day, a devastating new report reveals the scale of abuses committed against children by the Houthi militia. According to the Yemeni Network for Rights and Freedoms, the Houthis have carried out more than 28,000 violations since 2015, among them the killing of over 4,500 children and the injury of more than 6,300 others.
The report says the children have been subjected to abduction, enforced disappearance, forced displacement, denial of education, sniper fire, and recruitment into combat. Investigators also documented torture inside Houthi prisons, including cases where children died under torture, and more than 50 cases of sexual assault. The militia's recruitment campaign remains one of the gravest concerns. Nearly 7,000 child recruits have been killed and close to 10,000 injured in fighting, according to verified hospital records.
The report warns that economic collapse has deprived millions more of schooling as the militia converts educational facilities into military sites. Human rights monitors are urging the international community to act decisively to protect Yemeni children and halt these systematic violations.
This has been the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Thank you for watching and have a good time.